it's never too late to move on. That's our topic.
Wow.
It's never too late to move on. Why do you want to stay on one spot? Maybe your timing, it may be your academic experience or knowledge, it may be your relationship, it may be your business. You need to expand, make effort. Yes, the economy, in the economy, you need to do your activities. Who say Niger, Africans, you don't get culture? We get. But you know, the amazing thing is, in spite of what we go through, still want to be as beautiful, elegant. You know, royalty speaks through us when we want to celebrate ourselves. And these things cannot come without money. So you need to move on. Your ship, your business, your understanding, your knowledge, everything about you must move. And that's why this morning it's never too late to move on. Where are we moving to? This morning we're focusing mainly on relationship. And in the course of the discussion, we can also decide to, you know, walk to the right, to the left, to the center, or to the back. Either way. So get you. Let's rock this boat together. This morning, I guess it's none other than Pastor Akisama Anyowale. He is the pastor and general of Splendor Church International. He is a relationship and marriage coach. I'm sure you must have seen him on Facebook, Instagram, and all the social media. TikTok says, you know, Benny.
Telegram.
You know, Benny. Share that TikTok.
Telegram.
You need to go and see,
Telegram.
you know, how he walks through all this. And on Facebook, so those two, I see him more than that
Telegram. Good morning.
You see him hitting it up.
Yes.
Even this morning.
WhatsApp videos early morning, 5 a.m.
This morning.
5 a.m.
Thank you. It's good to be back in the fellowship live.
God, you are coming live and direct.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
Good.
I want to join your clique because this morning you are looking up.
Yes, so
it rained in my area, so I don't know about your area, whether it rained. That's the reason why you're looking cool, or you just felt like
because you cannot come to the fellowship and
I don't understand.
the class captain.
Send me your sizes.
Oh my goodness, but I'm sending it already.
Because I can see the name Akin.
Yes,
oh my God.
Send me your sizes. Anyway, it was made by my wife.
Kudos to her.
This is beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah, so just send in your
She should make for the fellowship, please. At no cost.
Okay, this morning we are looking at it never too late. What does move on mean to you? When someone say move on, move on, don't be tired.
Move on with your life.
So when they say move on, what does it mean? And why do people struggle to let go when it's really needed for them? They see between the lines, but they are scared, they are afraid.
Well, I believe life is progressive. So if you are not moving, they will move you. You understand? You must just move. I love the introduction by beautiful Lord this morning. You just have to move. Because if you don't move, they said they will pack you aside. No, they will move you aside. Because life is progressive. Life. Look at it, as beautiful as the other day was, it's gone. Gone. You can't go to leave that. That break. This is still move on. So life is progressive. People must learn that even all the futures that God gave to us, all of them are looking forward. Your hand never swung back, it's forward. Your eyes is in front. Your mouth is in front. Your leg doesn't walk backward. You should move forward. So I believe in progress. Personally, I believe in progress, that things must be better. Is in the path of the just like a shining light, that shining brighter and must become brighter. You must become the better version of yourself every day. Every day there must be a plus. You must move. So I believe in movement, but you know, people at times The reason why they don't want to move is because of pastors, not necessarily failure. People want to enjoy the success, and the success of today it can't be measured with tomorrow.
True.
It's already a failure.
It says
you just have to build on it. So success, if you don't know how to manage success, may become a problem. At times too, challenges, obstacles, this mentality that you think that you are the only one. You see, by the time you have that mentality that, oh, what is happening to you, you are the only one, it may be an hindrance. You may not be able to move forward. I'm not the first person in jits, okay, as a girl. Forget about it, wipe your tears, move forward. You are not the first person as a man that a lady, a guy came to my office and was lamenting, oh, he sent a lady to school. He didn't go to school, he sponsored this to university. When the lady got to the final year, she said, well, the truth of the matter is I checked it. You taught us about being compatible, but I saw that, oh, we are not compatible, and which was the truth. That is primary school to university to we go. So the guy was very mad. So he said he was going to marry again. I said, oh, you marry. That's an experience. So the next thing that you want to do right now, anyone you want to sponsor, just make sure that the two of you go together. That's it. So you have to learn from the past and move. So people, because of challenges at times, they don't want to move forward. Then number 3, because people are not truthful to themselves, personal deception. Yes, that's another reason why some people don't move. When you know that you are not, they pretend you are not what you. I see a lot of that in my field. You are calling yourself doctor. It's an honorary doctor. For goodness sake, it's not academic, whatever. So people deceive themselves, and because of that, because they added doctor to your name, and your certification actually is primary school, that does not change anything. I'm telling you, you're just deceiving yourself, and somebody with that, putting on that clothes may not move forward. So these are just 3 basic things why I think people don't want to move forward.
Okay, so after all those 3 things, can age or time stop you from moving forward?
You are the only one stopping yourself from moving forward.
You know why I asked this question? The former first lady, I listened to her testimony, how she was thanking God that she had a doctorate degree. I think she went through her master's, and she was saying that some of her lecturers were almost putting her off, that they would tell her, go back, do this, that. At a point she was almost discouraged, and I was like, these people they are talking to, She said, but she kept pushing on, and then at the end she said something. She said, if you can make it, that means every young person can actually make it. That if you're 100 years, as long as you determine to go to school, that means you can achieve it. Right. So that's why I'm asking, can age or time actually bring limitation from someone from moving forward?
I don't think age can stop anyone, right? Just like what you said. I know of few people that a popular preacher that went back to school after she has given birth to all her children, right? She faced family, gave back to, I think, about 4 of them. It was after them that she went back to school. Not only first degree, second degree, PhD, right? So I don't think age is a number. It's a matter of the mind. Just like what you said, if you are determined to achieve, nobody can stop you. I find out that the only thing that can stop us from making progress is ourselves.
Sure.
So time or no time, you can study during the rainy season, you can sleep during the rainy season, you can move forward at any time. Time or age are not barrier for movement in life.
Okay, if time and age is not a barrier, so how can we now walk through the first step of emotional freedom one in a relationship? What are those first steps? What is the first step that you need to when you realize I've dwelled on this spot for too long? Now, I want you to understand it from two angles.
All right.
Now, in a situation whereby in that relationship you realize that you have just been like a statue, you don't have anything you can. Yes, I have children. Yes, not. There's still something in it because there's a way you feel.
Yeah.
When you notice that things, this is not the way it's supposed to be. You think I have
I'm
to.
bigger than this.
Yeah. Now that's one. How do you take that first? The second one is in a situation whereby things are not working the way you expected it. Personally, now you are not in a relationship or you are not married, and you realize this is not how it's supposed to be. I think I need to relocate from one place of work to another, or from environment to another, because you are not getting your desired expectation to life. So those two areas, how do one take that first step of emotional freedom?
Well, thank you for that question. Number one thing, I believe that an individual, okay, let me take it from the position of relationship. Now, vision is very important. Vision not as per sight, but you know where you are going.
The next few years.
You understand? I tell people that don't just go into a relationship that it will be where, this mentality that it will go better. No, be specific. What actually, do you have a picture of where you are going? Do you have a picture of the kind of relationship that you want to have? All right. If you have that, it's going to help you a lot. You can imagine, is it 22 people that play football? Okay, without a goal post, 11-11, right? Without a goal post, how do we determine the winner? There must be a goal post. They must set the goal. There must be the way I do my own. I do monthly goal. I do quarterly goal. I do half a year or a yearly goal. You must have it. You see, it's an assumption that you are moving. The way you are sleeping, you are waking up, you may think that you are making progress, whereas you are stagnant. How do you? It must be measurable. So if we are in a relationship, for example, okay, this is marriage of 10 years, and all you can account for, well, children are the blessings of God. I am not looking down on that, right? Children, what about your personal life? Your personal goal. Before you enter into the marriage, do you have any goal at all? That, okay, by the time we are 3 years, by the time I'm 30, 40, these are the things. If you don't have those things, those goals, it may be difficult. So, but if you have goal and vision, let's say, okay, you said before I'm 30, I must be able to buy a land. I'm just giving an example for the family. Okay, now you are 30 and you have not achieved that, probably because of children, they need to go to school, all those expenses. By now, maybe one or two of them have gone to the university. Are you still moved by those goals? It's very important. And this is where most people just retire and say, well, God sees that. God even knows that I've tried my best. Look at it, 4 children. And they are doing well. Let me just, don't forget that before you arrive there, you already have a goal. You must tick your goal. You must tick it. So without a vision, it is difficult, very difficult for somebody to say that he's making progress in relationship. For example, life happens to us in marriage. Life happens, right? Which some of us, or let me say most people, or all of us, we don't plan for those things, but they happen. If life happens, let me look at a very simple example that I can give. Maybe financially, the husband lost a job, right? Listen, if there are no financial goals that the two of you have mastered before that event happen, it may crash the family, because all the load will not be on the when I moved from one ministry to another, right? I was with one ministry for 20 years. Okay, I served there as the assistant general overseer, or what they call it. All right. After 20 years, I have to go. Now, you see, when I left, it was not easy because, like I was saying, my family already have a goal. My first child was in university, in private university. He's a practical one. Private university, you pay millions. Now, I don't have a job, so to speak. My wife, it is well. Business, it's not every month. Now, at that point, and I was like 48 at that point, when most people, that's why I said at time, you can retire and say, well, it's already late, or let me go and do this, and you begin to put your hand into it. I sat down, I checked the notes. Okay, by this time we're supposed to be like this. Okay, now how do we achieve this? You can't achieve everything at once. Okay, number one thing I first of all did is to reduce our expenses. The house we're staying then, we're paying in millions. No, can't continue like that. Reduce everything. My baby, the first child, I called, you know what? I won't be able to continue for some time. Just bear with me. We'll move you to Federal University, where the money is. Because everything will have to be on your own now. And for how long? Before I find my feet. We reduce all the expenses back to, in fact, to the minimum. Right? That I can move, because the load, if you want to run and you are carrying load, it will be dragging. So we have to be honest to ourselves and chart the course. You must of all know your vision. Don't forget vision and the goal that you want to achieve. I want all my children to go to university. I don't want them to be dropped out. It's not compulsory that they must go to private university. And thank God, God gave me good children. She had, and she agreed with me. We moved her. In fact, that was a major breakthrough in finances. So by the time I started working personally, okay, and it took maybe 3 months before I could be able to stabilize and say, okay, my wife, continue your own. Let me bother you again. 3 months or 4 months. But you see, those 3 months were critical. The decision that you make to move forward is very important. But everything depends on your vision and the goal that you want to achieve. Very important.
And you need to understand that you need to go back to the basics.
Yes.
Go back to the drawing board and make sure that you put everything back in place.
Yes.
And not the fact that you said you have to go back.
Yes.
Reduce the expenses. How many of us are ready to do that? Because some will tell you, say,
you must maintain the standards.
Now so hunger. Now so charcoal gia.
Now become a beggar.
You'll be lacking, and as well you'll be posing. You'll be struggling with things too. Anyway, it's time for us to take our word on marble. We'll be right back as Joe will ask our guests our questions. So stay tuned. Back, and after a wonderful time right here in the studio, so you need to be here to understand what we're putting together. So I was telling Sonny reminded me, suffering and smiling, don't sing, don't sing. Memories, joy.
Then, when you talk about moving forward, a few days ago I was saying a lot of motivational speakers, you're on the traffic and you see somebody saying 100 ways to get rich, written by me, and you're looking at the person that wrote it. And you're saying, this is my textbook, 100 ways to get rich.
Wow.
And you're staring at the person. There is no sign of no iota of richness.
Wow.
in you. So I was saying that a lot of motivational speakers have really pushed people beyond limits into doing things that ordinarily they would want to do, because somebody is saying, get up, move up, do this. Now, at what point do you decide that personally, now somebody motivating you, taking a personal decision that it's time for me to move on, Joy, I'm done? And can age also and time limit the healing process? You know, we go through a lot. People have been through a lot, and sometimes when you look at their cases, it's a genuine reason to say, I not do again, I don't stop. So at what point does that individual come to the realization that I'm done, let me move on? And does age and time limit the healing process that comes with moving on?
Well, let me answer it like this. At what points will I decide to move forward? I believe at the point where I am tired of where I am. Okay, that's number one. Number two is when, like always, when the desire. Okay, you know, everybody have a desire, whether passive or active. You have something that is at the back of your mind. As long as you are living, I want to assume that everybody have that, right? At the point where you see that slipping out of your hands, okay, I believe there should be that thing. Okay, let's give an example of somebody in a relationship, for example. Right, you have been investing, try your best, like that other guy, you send somebody to school, okay, and the person said, I am not interested again. You can't force her, right? You cannot. In one of the major challenges that we have in relationship is agreement. You know, there must be willingness. I was studying the why people divorce in America. I was thinking that maybe it would be infidelity, number one. But I saw that no. The number one reason why people divorce is individual differences. Okay, the person just woke up and said, you know what, I'm not getting what I want. We will leave. That was the highest reason why people are divorcing in America. Now, I don't know, in this part of the world we have different reasons why we do that. But I'm saying that once you get to that point where you can't see the road, the vision is not there, you can't see properly, then it's time to move on. Then talking about age, well, age will help if you discover earlier. For example, like me now, I wish, but you can't be living in the past. You understand? I wish that I take a decision earlier in life. But by the time I think about it again, I say, no, if I had taken it, maybe it would have been premature. What I knew now, I wouldn't have
known.
Okay, so in all, I see that everything happened in its own time, and you just maximize the time. The time that you made up your mind that you want to move forward, just accept it. Take it as a starting point and move.
And move on.
And move on. You know, it's never too late. Somebody that said, okay, I have a child, I don't want to move. Okay, you stay there. You have the second one because of children. You have the third one
because of children.
You have the fourth one
because of children.
Okay, it's becoming more complicated.
And then you start and say, okay, let me raise them. When they are, let me just for them. Before you know it, time is off you. Let's just say
we already have four
already. You know,
people will come around and just even encourage you. What are you looking for again? You already have four. You see, but there are that will still tell you that by that four, they still move because it's short. Even if it's just one day, I want to enjoy in my life. Even if just one day. You understand? Let's assume that, okay, everything, I just have one day. That one day, I want to make it sure to enjoy that one day.
You know,
that was what I was saying yesterday. That yesterday is another
Yeah.
Try and relax. It's what you want. stay at home, do a picnic with your family.
Yeah.
Just try to want the play any game. When was the last time you had? When one of our guests shared it that this do couples or relationship or people in relationships don't find time or families don't have time to do this. And I said some do.
Yeah.
But it's just that it's very difficult. Find it very, you have
Very
to go
scarce.
to the source. Very scarce. It's so few. Also, I'm still find that time.
Yeah.
Play games.
Yeah.
You can run around with children.
Yeah.
Hide and seek.
Yeah.
You can play Ludo.
Yeah.
You can play all manner of, even chess or
Yeah.
draft.
You can play
Ludo, all those
You
cards.
can even do
Sandwich.
keep up with your daughters.
Yeah.
Daddies. You can
I had somebody told me of how she walked out of a 25-year-old marriage and very close to me, and when she told me everything, I said, for 25 years you took all of this.
Wow.
What made you leave now? She said it was like a spell just left her eyes, and she said, no, I can no longer stay, and she left. So it's at that point to realize that I'm done.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the crossroads.
Okay,
that is when you move
let's
on.
look at how we can handle emotional attachment and societal pressure to avoid distractions in the healing process. How do we go about this? You are you had the first child, second child, third child, and you're like, where am I going to go now? Before I start studying another man, or I have been in this establishment for too long. Before I start dusting my certificates and moving on. Meanwhile, many people met you there. They left you.
Yeah.
They've left you. They've gone.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the emotional attachment, the societal pressure. Why you want to go now? They think. Meanwhile,
Who will accept you?
I'm
if
telling
you are
you.
in that relationship, but you can still stay and still have a focus and a renewed mind.
That's right.
So how do we walk through this and overlook all actions that comes with it? One goes good after 4 children. Now,
Which man will look your face?
Inside class.
Which man will look face after you don't born for second hand use?
Overcome all these distractions.
Well, I think personal conviction is very, very important. Personal conviction. See, don't put the blame on people, or don't put the responsibility of decision on people. Like you said, what will people say? You have to come to that point where, how do I feel? What do I want? Like in my own case, I just thought of it. Okay, even if it's just one day, like I said before, I just look at it. No, it's okay. This is okay. If it's one day with my family, I'm okay. What am I looking for? You understand? And that decision was personal. It was not influenced by anybody, not even my wife. You understand? My wife was not even aware. It was when I got back home where it's done. She was looking at what? I hope you have thought it through. Don't worry, don't worry, I've thought it through. But I'm going to bother you for some time. Just don't worry. Understand? It must come from you. That's why I said everything must be based on your vision, your desire. Okay? I'm a very free person. I don't like anywhere is too concentrated, too choke. I don't like it. I like people to be free with people. You understand? And I want to enjoy that one day that I have. So that decision must be from you. Right? Number 2, you have to take care of your personal fears. All of us, we have this inner fear of the unknown, fear of not being accepted by people. You have to take care of it. Fear and fear. Like all these are people who say something will kill a man. So don't be afraid of what will happen. Get there first. You may be afraid that, okay, when I get there, the bridge might have collapsed. Get there first and see. You understand? You may just discover that you don't even need that bridge. That's all I'm not going to
Another
pass.
way.
All right. So fear is another thing you have to take care of. Fear is low. I'm telling you, fear is real. Oh my God, fear is real.
But in the midst of all these fears that we all have, are the signs that says you're emotionally ready, that one can physically presume around you to know that, okay, I think at this point I'm emotionally ready for a relationship, or I'm ready to move forward in the midst of the fears we are having? Are there signs that one could see, or somebody can tell you this is a sign that you're emotionally ready to move on?
Yeah, I think if you surround yourself with good people, that may help your emotion. It may help in our emotional stability. I remember I had one couple of friends, maybe like 2 or 3 of them. I shared it, and they said, well, the same age group, and they look at it, well, don't worry, you'll be fine. You understand? So you may need that closed cycle of people, because decision at times, or when we are passing through all these things at times, is a lot of challenge, you know, and you may not be emotionally balanced in this real sense of it, that 100%. No, because there will be some fear there, here and there. I remember even my wife, I wish she's here, she's one of my concern. You understand that? Not even me. I was concerned about that. How will she handle it? You understand? Because talking about relationship, if your partner is stable, it will affect you. Especially when you want to take a decision. Okay, so I took some time to try to
think through it,
talk to her, make sure that she also is emotionally balanced before I moved on.
You have really walked us through this story, and I know you have a word of advice to our young ones out there who are struggling between moving, staying, hanging around, loitering. No, there's no stopping, no waiting, no standing, no loitering, no parking, no waiting.
Yeah.
So there are still young minds who are between the deep blue sea and the ocean, and they are not into, okay, if I take this step, what
will happen?
What will be the first thing I will do? So can you please advise us?
My advice would go to different set of people. To a young fellow, now you need to believe in yourself, have a drive, personal drive. What do you want to achieve in life? Like I said in our discussion, vision. You must have something that you are looking ahead of. If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. If you don't have a vision, you don't have a vision of where you are going, everywhere will look like it. Every bus stop will look like it.
Sure.
Okay? You must have that specific place. And please don't jettison it. Don't give out. Don't just rub it in. Don't allow anybody to park it beside. Put it at the back like a mirror. If you get to my office, I have some checks that I've written that I've never handled in my life. You understand? I wrote those checks there. I see them every day. Okay, he's sending messages to me. Do you know that finally, even in my finances, I'm seeing them? Things that even if anybody had told me that I will attempt them, I said no, because I was not even it. Where I was comfortable. I don't lack anything. So why should I aspire? So that's another thing I forgot to talk about. Comfort at too much comfort. At times it's an hindrance to move. When you are too comfortable, try to steer it a bit. Besides, have a goal as a young person, and please don't deceive them. Be honest. Don't be persuaded outside your vision. Don't let anybody persuade you that you are okay where you are, except it's along your goal and your vision. If you are engaged or you are in a relationship, please don't die there or don't die there. If it's not according to what you are going for, I mean, discuss with whoever and say, you know what, this thing is not leading us to anywhere. This is not actually what I want to achieve. Don't be bamboozled with what will people say. Be truthful to yourself. A lot of people, they say and say that, oh, you are okay. When you are not okay, they are the first set of people that will
That's true.
They are the first set of people that you need to explain to why you are there. Okay. Right? So take personal decision and move. It's time to move.
It's time to move. Take personal decisions and move. Yes, it's time to move. Time is not waiting for anyone. Take personal decisions and move. Move on. Stop listening to people. Them say. Everybody will always say something at a particular time. You have to take that personal decision. Thank you for being a part of the show this